Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Hope you're looking after yourself on this Monday afternoon and you had a good weekend, whatever it is that you did. Hopefully you watched the game. There's loads to talk about in this game, this video. Sorry, we'll talk about the game, we're going to talk about some transfers, we'll talk about some hierarchy, adjustments, changes, people leaving and people coming in. There's lots. I know I've been away, apologies. There's going to be a bit of a longer video because we're going to talk about it, okay? Let's talk about the game yesterday, first and foremost. Now, I've already recorded this, but my phone decided to reset itself because it was so nice to me like that. 2-2 away to Arsenal. Big game, North London derby. And first and foremost, I do think it's the best derby in the world. It might not be the most heated derby in the world. It can be, it definitely was. My friend was at the game yesterday and he said police were everywhere and so forth. But in terms of drama, excitement, you know, noteworthy things to talk about, this game's got it. It always got it, you know. There probably could have been a sending off or two yesterday. There was goals, there was penalties, there was VAR incidences, there was end-to-end football. And by the way, some of the football that both teams played was gorgeous, and I really enjoyed watching the game. My friend was out and about, and he was getting his phone blown up by myself and other people saying, "You're missing one of the best games for a long time." Needless to say, he was fuming. He was absolutely fuming. So talking about the game yesterday, I think when you play away from home to a top six club, it's never easy, is it? You know, when you're always under the cosh for the first 20 minutes, you kind of get battered pillar to post. And I'd probably say for the first half an hour, whilst we did get on the ball a lot, we didn't really do anything with it. And Arsenal definitely looked the better team of the two. And obviously got the goal from the Romero own goal. One of those that he hadn't set himself. He just instantly raises his knee and just ricochets off into the bottom corner. Obviously nothing Vicario could do. But actually after that goal, after that 30 minutes, I thought we got on the game, we got on the ball a lot more, and we actually got the ball to Maddison in those attacking areas instead of Maddison dropping deep to the ball. And I'd probably say for the next 15 minutes of that half, we were the better team. Obviously we got our goal not long before half time. Beautiful finish for Sonny. Just that deft touch into that bottom corner from Maddison's good play, spinning Saka towards the byline, cuts it back. 3 Arsenal defenders. Son moves all the way through all of them and just a little flick to the bottom corner, and fantastic finish on his weak foot as well. Obviously, sometimes we don't look at Son and his left foot as a weak foot, but you get the idea. And then I thought after the second half, I thought we came out and we started okay. I thought it was definitely a game that you could play well for 5 minutes, you could play rubbish for 5 minutes. It was one of those ones. And we started okay in the second half. Arsenal then get a VAR decision given towards them. Letter of the law, it's a penalty. In my football opinion, it's not a penalty. I don't like those decisions because as a defender, I've played defence. Where does your hand go? You're supposed to keep them to your sides. You're supposed to put it across your chest. You're supposed to cover your face. What are you supposed to do? If you lunge, naturally your arms come to the side. Genuinely, okay? So it is what it is. They get a penalty, very well taken penalty by Saka. And then literally Gary Neville said it. He felt like they over-celebrated. And I think they did as well a little bit because I don't think it was switched on from the kickoff. We win the ball from kickoff. We go straight up the other end and score. I was still sending a message about I was annoyed about the penalty. And I look up, we scored. And I was like, oh, okay, back on now, let's go. And then I think from there, I'd probably say we dominated the majority of the rest of the second half. But there was, that last 10 minutes, Arsenal definitely put us under the cosh. But Gary Neville said something very interesting. He said that they're trying to score the perfect goal, because there is nothing really in there for them to cross a ball into, which is ironic when they're so good from corners. From corners, every time the ball came in, I was thinking, Jesus Christ, clear it. I know Basuma and Romero cleared a lot of dangerous ones, and it's quite weird the contrast between those two things. But I think, all things considered, I think it's a good point for Spurs, more so a bad point for Arsenal. It's a place that we struggle notoriously with recently. And the fact we went in there and dominated possession. In all things considered, 54% possession at Arsenal was basically like dominating the ball. I know it's not, but you get my point. And I'd say all things, when we think about it, all things considered, I don't think we should be unhappy with a point. I know the players, they've all come out and said, we're unhappy with the point. We wanted the 3 points. And that's a mentality that we, as Spurs, haven't had for a long time. And I'm loving it. These boys, there feels a connection between the fans and the players, doing the team talk, the team huddle before the game in front of the fans, making the fans feel like, look, there's 60 or 1,000 fans here, there's 2,000 fans of us, there's 58 of them, whatever it is. We're with you. We're in that team talk with you. And I love that kind of thing. So, yeah, really good performances. Going through the team, Vicario, solid as ever. Made some really great saves. Good on the ball. I thought Nketiah should have been sent off on the foul on him. But it's what it is. It happened yesterday. I'm not going to get overwhelmed or angry about it. The 2 goals we conceded was a penalty and a deflected shot that went the other way that he was diving. So, all things considered, when you concede 2 goals, you think not great. But actually, he was not at fault for either of them. And he had a very good game. Destiny Adogi at left back, I thought for the first sort of half an hour, Saka was giving him a lot of trouble. Obviously picked up that early booking. But for the rest of the game, I thought was solid. I thought definitely was better of the 2 getting in that match up. Was good on the ball, got forward well. He's such a player, he is. Really is such a player. He was a steal, 10, 11 million from Udinese, so player and a half. Mickey van der Ven, I thought was best defender on the pitch. Got himself about, didn't make any mistakes. Brilliant sliding tackles, last man defending. It looks difficult when you watch him occasionally, but then you realise it's not. It's just, he looks a player. He's 20 years old, and I'd say in about 2 or 3 years' time, he could become one of the best centre halves in the world. And yes, we paid 40 odd million for him, but that might end up being a steal potentially. With good coaching, mistakes can get easily eradicated from your game. Romero, yes, look, Romero, own goal, and he gave away the penalty, but actually I thought Romero was immense, brilliant with the ball. A lot of our attacks started with Romero getting the ball, to a Pedro Porro or a Basuma, dominant in the air when he needed to be, lots of great sliding tackles, showed leadership as well, pulling Basuma away from a petulant booking, which Basuma had already done the damage before Romero could even get to it, but showed leadership at the back. Pedro Porro, I thought, was potentially the best player on the pitch. Brilliant defensively, showed real passion and leadership at the right back position. Brilliant with the ball. Really is. You can tell there's a lot of Spanish influence in his game. Just fantastic. And actually, do you know what? I'm so happy to have been proved right about Pedro Porro, with people saying Emerson should have started over Pedro. It's been really nice for me to be sitting in the Pedro Porro camp and going, no, I was right. He's been immense this year. He's been one of the best right backs in the league. I'm so happy for him as well. Basuma, I thought he struggled with the pace, I think, at the start of the game. But as the game went by, you could tell the Rolls Royce in him sort of kicked in. He was dribbling past players. He was physical. For a guy who doesn't look very, big, physical, was dominating the midfield. I thought he was immense in that midfield. The petulant bookings are a bit of a nightmare. I spoke to my friend's Brighton fan. He said, honestly, mate, he'll get 2 or 3 suspensions this year from petulant bookings. And they would know. They had him for a while. Pathmat Sarr, energy, mate. I'm so happy for Pathmat Sarr's development, this training, coaching regime that he has. Immense, loads of energy. I thought he dominated that right-hand side of our midfield. Got stuck in, got on the ball a lot as well, drove forward. And the fact that Bentancur is going to come back, and that right centre mid position, I think is just solid now. I wouldn't look at anything else. I'd say that is solid. That's a position we'd have to worry about. Left centre mid with a bit of creativity, maybe. Basuma's back up, maybe. But right centre mid, Bentancur and Pathmat Sarr, thank you very much. We're sold. We're solid there for years. Maddison, once we started to get the ball to him in those attacking positions, you really saw the Maddison kick in that we've seen already this season. And yes, we struggled at first to get it to him, but once we did, the game opened up and we looked very good. So yeah, Maddison was fantastic. Top assists. He's top of the assist chart in the league. He's been doing the business. The front 3, Brennan Johnson, first game obviously as a debut starter. Showed loads of flashes. There's a lot of pace there, and I think we're going to have a really exciting player on our hands there. He pulled up with a hamstring. I know he's got a scan supposedly this week, but we'll probably lose him for a couple of weeks maybe. But I thought there was a lot to take from his game, and actually I was quite happy with it, really. Sonny, 2 quality finishes. That's what Sonny's about, isn't it? And showed that passion. We haven't really seen that kind of passion from him, and I think he's really taken to the captaincy role. I didn't think he was going to be that great a captain. So far, I've been really impressed with his leadership. And I just wanted to leave him till last, but Kulusevski I thought was brilliant. I thought Tracking back defensive-wise, super impressed with him, but getting on the ball, didn't give the ball away, didn't do anything stupid, linked up play. That Pedro Porro link up starting to get a little bit juicy for me. I'm quite liking what I'm seeing from those two. But you know what? I think Kulu played really well. And I've been a critic of him. I'm going to hold my hand up and say I've been a critic of him, but I was really impressed with him yesterday and he had a fantastic game. So kudos to him. All in all, lads, it was a good point. But let's talk transfers. Come on, let's get into it. So, I want to start with a player who doesn't even play at Spurs, okay? I want to start with Sergio Reguilón. Now, if you've not been aware, he's gone on to loan to Man United, and I believe they had that break clause in January. He's been brilliant at Man United. He's been very, very good. He's been one of their best players. And this came from Sport, who said that Sergio Reguilón is well on the way to securing a permanent transfer to Man United. Reguilón's positive performances have, quote, gained weight with United officials ahead of a possible permanent deal and is winning a lot of people over in the hierarchy. Well, one, it's going to be an easier deal for them to do because they already know what they've got. It's Spurs, so they can get an easy sort of answer. You know, it's not something you have to wait overnight for an answer. You know, you could speak to Daniel Levy. Dan Levy would go, I like the deal. Can I have 10 more P? And Man United would go, I'll give you 7 T quid. And anyway, so I think we're going to have probably a deal there. And we'll get a few quid out of that. And, you know, if he keeps playing well, his value's going to keep going up. And I know people kind of talk about how, oh, yeah, we shouldn't be strengthening a rival. We weren't going to use him, lads. We weren't. So let's be smart about this. If we weren't going to use him, then why don't we get a few quid out of him? A lot of people don't rate him. So what's being sold to Man United there, you know? So, yeah, a little bit of good news on Sergio Reguilón. An update around Dele Alli. You didn't think I was going to bring up this one, did you? And this comes from the Liverpool Echo through other channels of Everton's side of things. It said that Everton will consider approaching Tottenham Hotspur to negotiate the £10 million fee they will have to pay if Dele Alli plays 7 more games for Everton. I probably think we'll be quite lenient on it, to be honest. I would like to keep a good relationship with like an Everton, for example. I don't see any reason why we'd sit there and go, no, you have to still pay that. They might just reduce it to like 5 million, for example. And then we say, look, but you know, we still want other money and we might try and get a little bit more guaranteed up front to us. And that, you know, I'll be interested to see what that deal sort of looks like. But I think Everton and Spurs probably have quite a good relationship. There's no need to play hardball on that, if you know. So, but hopefully he plays those 7 games. You know, 1 for us, but 2 for him as well. It'd be nice to see Dele come back to at least a little bit of what he was like. You know, I would love to see that. It's good for the league. It's good for him, especially the most. But let's talk about this one that kind of caught me off guard. Ousmane Dembele, right? So this comes from the Mirror, and they put out that Tottenham Hotspur are keeping a close eye on Ousmane Dembele ahead of the upcoming January transfer window. PSG suggests that he may be allowed to leave on loan to the Premier League in January if Luis Enrique decides as an option. Now, a couple of things why I was a bit surprised, and I don't think it's going to happen, first and foremost. I can see Reguilón moving to Man United on a permanent. I can see Everton, Spurs working out a deal on Dele Alli. This one I don't see happening, purely for a few reasons. One, he's on absolutely ridiculous amounts of money per week, which we've even struggled to get Son up to that, and Son's been a brilliant servant for the club. Injury history is ropey at best. He wanted to be at PSG, earned a lot of money to go to PSG to himself, not just Barcelona, and he's only just got there. So it's a long time now till January anyway, but I just don't see it happening personally. The other thing I think about is we're trying to build a profile of a player who's anywhere between 19 and 23, I'd say, with it additional here and there like a Maddison at 26. We want people that are earning like their first or second contract going into a third maybe. We don't want players that are a little bit longer in the tooth. Not to say Ousmane's old, he's not old whatsoever. But you can see what we're trying to do. You see the players that we're getting in at the moment, you know, being the age that they are. Mickey van der Ven, Destiny Udogie, both being in their 20s. I know Vicario's mid-20s, but when you're a keeper, that's like being 20, 21. You know, you're looking at Kulusevski's still very young. Papa Massar's in his early 20s. You know, you still got a lot of youth in that team. One of the youngest squads in the Premier League. I don't think they'll go that route with Ousmane Dembele. Now, it's not to say he's not an amazing player, because on his day, he is absolutely untouchable and unplayable. But how often do you get that day? You see what I mean? But guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you did enjoy it. I will actually have another one out later. Some surprise transfer news has come out. And I will actually, I know I talked about the hierarchy at the start of the video. I'm going to save that for the next video because this one has run on a little bit and I want to save that for the next video so you can have a bit more of a time to digest it. Hope you did enjoy the video today. If you did, hit me with that like button. Hit me with that like to let me know that you did. On that comment section, talk about the game. What was your thoughts and feelings about the game? Talk about Ousmane and Dembele. Talk about the Dele Alli situation. Talk about Sergio Reguilón, how he's doing at Man United. What a deal might look like in your eyes. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.